Good evening, it's 5:32, and the Board of Directors of Williamson Travis County Municipal Utility District is ready to start our meeting. It's Wednesday, the 21st of May, 2025, and again, the time is 5:32. The first person up, sorry, let's do, right here, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And a moment of silence, please. Okay. First person to speak is Linda Fabre. She is a resident.
I leave the country for 2 weeks and 3 of you sprint straight into the Hanoi Vengeance Tour. Let's be honest. Hanoi has been trying to sue me on the taxpayer's dime ever since I exposed his double standard, sitting on the deed enforcement committee, judging neighbors for alleged violations while quietly violating his own deed. That's not leadership, Hanoi, that's hypocrisy, and shame on the rest of you for enabling it. Let's talk fiduciary responsibility, since you like to toss that phrase around like it's scripture. If even one of you had a shred of genuine concern for this district, you would have pursued the $1 million negligence claim against Inframark. That wasn't a witch hunt. Their own work orders documented their failures. That was the real liability to the district, but instead, you're spending public funds to settle private scores. Now, Hanoi, by my estimation, you should be in your 3rd year of law school if there have been no interruptions. And judging by the stack of pro se lawsuits you've lobbed against your own religious nonprofit board, I think it's fair to call you what the courts, I believe, would label a vexatious litigant. So let's cut to the chase. Are you feeding this board legal strategy as a way to get revenge? Because from here, it sure looks like retribution disguised as governance. This board has a long, well-documented history of using legal threats to silence dissent and intimidate the very people you're supposed to serve. But let me be crystal clear. I will not be silenced. I will not be bullied. And I will not retreat from telling the truth, no matter how many lawyers you hide behind or how many closed-door schemes you attempt. You don't protect this district by launching vendettas. You protect it by doing your job with integrity. Article 1, Section 8 of the Texas Constitution guarantees my right to speak freely about matters of public concern. You don't get to criminalize criticism. You don't get to legislate silence. Do better or expect to be held accountable. Thank you.
Cole, can I give you this, please? Yeah. Renee? Resident or non-resident?
Yes, resident.
Okay. Let's change.
I'm Renee Mars, and I am a 10-year resident of Dayflower, and I'm late to the party, so I'm trying to educate myself, but because I am a professional accountant, I am interested in learning more about how the fees and fire fees and extraneous fees that were added to, basically this is supposed to be a water bill, and it's mushrooming into a homeowners association, and I don't want to pay for it. I moved here 10 years ago when my bill was $22, and now y'all are a full-fledged freaking homeowners association. This is just ridiculous. Like, I want to move because I didn't want a homeowners association. I still don't want a homeowners association. And I think it's exploitative, and I didn't get to vote on the extra fees that were added to my bill. I didn't get to vote on the extraneous patrol cars that are padding their bills. And what the heck are we doing using a company out of Houston? It's running like a freaking shopping center. It's just freaking ridiculous. I do audits all day. I do forensic audits. And I can tell you I could find hundreds of thousands of dollars of padded bills just by what I saw in the first 2 hours. I've been doing accounting for 25 years, and I'll continue to look at the bills that come in. But just my cursory overview, I spent about an hour looking at invoices. There is no way in hell that these patrol cars are monitoring to the extent to which they say they are. It's full of fraud, it's full of abuse, and I'm asking for an audit. I asked the TCOQ for an audit, but I want my fees reduced. I want more transparency. I want a wall behind my property because my cedar trees all died and it's about to combust into this engine fire. It's going to look like Maui if it sets fire, seriously, but that's another point. That's for next time I come. So I'd like
Thank you very much.
answers.
2 minutes. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, number 5, minutes from 16th of April, 1st of May, 6th of May, and certified agenda of executive session for the 1st of May of 2025. Has everybody read these?
Yep.
Do we have any questions? No?
Just have a comment to all the directors that I was not made aware that there was a special meeting on the 1st. And I was informed by a resident, and I think it's the job of the president to inform all directors of any meeting that is brought to this district. That just would be more transparent if everybody was aware.
Everybody was emailed the exact same thing.
I was not emailed.
You were emailed. And I know that because I heard that you wanted the information because you were trying to get online during the meeting. So I know you received the email. So please tell the truth.
Ma'am.
Done. Number,
I have a comment. I would like to ask the attorney if he is aware that everybody in this board was notified about the special meeting.
everybody was emailed exactly the same thing.
So was everybody?
I would have to check with Tammy. We don't typically email the agendas out to everybody. We send it to the website to be posted.
Okay, so it was posted on.
Yeah, everything was
Yep.
posted.
I didn't call anybody, we all showed up.
Well aware, there's pictures taken of the notices in the parks, that were posted in the parks. People were sent emails out with ample notice according to law. And so I think we're good.
Everybody was treated exactly the same.
Thank you for listening to us.
That, you know what, you took this role, you need to check your email daily.
I do, and I did not receive it.
Thank you. Okay, can we vote on this?
I'm waiting for it.
You want to start it? Make an approval?
Well, I will make a motion that we approve the minutes that are listed here.
Okay, I'll second that motion.
All in favor? Okay, bookkeeper.
So so you want me to remove the consent agenda item off? Because you all first said you wanted the minutes and the bookkeeper report to be consent, which means just one vote and it covers both items.
Why, did we change our mind about that?
No, we're,
No, that's
The same.
that's all the same.
But so typically what you do in a consent is you just say we need one motion to pass the consent agenda, and that's it.
There you go. Okay,
I'll make a motion that we pass the consent agenda.
and I'll second that motion.
Discussion,
no discussion. Okay,
all in favor?
yeah, we did all in favor already.
Have we voted on that already?
Yes,
Call the vote again.
Well, Hanoi seconded it,
yes,
and then you need to do a full vote.
yes. And
We need to
you
vote.
approved it too?
Huh?
All in favor? We'll do it again.
All right, let's move on.
So we're not doing bookkeeper.
No, we're not.
Okay, I don't know, can you have her take that off next time.
Well, no, it has to stay on the agenda.
Okay.
Right, but it's just part of the consent
It's part of
agenda.
Put it as B. Let's do that instead of, okay. Agenda items, action, deed restrictions committee, including discuss deeds. Chris, do we have anything that we want to talk about? I don't either. Deeds, just so people know, deeds are being followed. They're exactly as they've been for the past 20-some years. We do have people back looking at people's deeds. Just follow what you guys have had for all these years. That's all that we're asking is for people just to respect each other and do what's on your list. If you need to look to find out what your deeds are, they are on the website. Okay? 7, engineer report.
Howdy.
Hi.
First item on my report is the status of your cleaning and televising project. There's a copy of that contract manual in front of you, Beth. We sent the contracts over to Cole. We got the contractor's performance and payment bonds. I don't believe we have the certificate of insurance submitted yet. We'll get that. You guys already authorized execution of these contracts
Correct.
pending Cole's approval. So if you want to go ahead and sign it today, we won't release the contract until Cole approves the insurance when received. No action needed there. Status of lead and copper rules. We drafted an outline of kind of what the next steps look like. That is attachment 1, essentially working with Infomark, writing we wrote a kind of a procedure that would kind of walk us through the steps. You don't have any money budgeted this fiscal year to embark on the investigation, but essentially we would set aside money in your budget for the next 2 fiscal years, kind of breaking up the service line inventory in 2 pieces, tackle it across 2 years. And so kind of each of the steps are outlined there. There's no action needed there, just it's a draft, it's kind of what we have. We'll continue to review data as we obtain it, and if we can identify lines that are not lead, we'll continue to process those. The status of the lift station rehabs, that project was authorized last month. We had a site visit this past month with Infomark, looking at both facilities, talking about operational issues, trying to ensure that we are all in agreement with what the scope needs to be. So we're embarking on that design. No significant update there. The sidewalk item, the first part being the resolution. So Cole's team drafted a resolution. Westwood looked at it, reviewed it. We kind of went a little bit back and forth there. I believe the draft is on the Google Drive. Should be. So essentially, the resolution, if y'all are welcome to take a look at it and offer some feedback. It documents the fact that you have sidewalks in both counties. Williamson County has obviously said that they're not doing anything. Travis County hasn't declared that per se. And so it kind of outlines the procedure or policy that the district could take of essentially assess the condition of sidewalks. If there are areas in Travis County that you want addressed, that we could, upon direction of the board, push that information to Travis County, see if they'll do something about it. If there's areas in Williamson County that you want to do something about, we can make recommendations as to what to be done and plan for it that way. But the resolution is basically just documents that process. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you all might have on it.
I have a question for Cole. If we do this resolution, we're going to file it with the county, correct? Both counties, or just Williamson County?
I mean, you don't necessarily, I don't think you need to file the resolution for the sidewalk policy with your county. It would just become the district's policy.
Does this, if we create this and we start doing sidewalk repairs, do we open up any liability for any sidewalks that we redo? And do we, in perpetuity, take responsibility for those sidewalks that drive the cost?
It's tough. I mean, you're a governmental entity, so essentially you're immune from liability for certain things. These sidewalks some of them are owned by the county, it's my understanding. And so you would be going in and doing repair work on a sidewalk owned by the MUD. So there could be a liability issue if if the sidewalk weren't to be repaired correctly and someone were to get injured on it. Because you have three different parties. You've got a sidewalk owned by the county, a MUD going in and doing repair work, and then someone getting injured. So, you have government immunity, so it's a very difficult threshold for someone to hit that. I mean, it would have to be, someone would have to come to you essentially and state, there's a pothole in this sidewalk, it's extremely dangerous, and you all say, okay, not do anything, and then someone immediately gets hurt.
Right.
Then they could say you all acted, negligent in your handling of that. In terms of, does it open you up to be responsible for the sidewalks in perpetuity? No, but if you have a policy like this that states that the district's going to investigate and make repairs as needed, it's going to become essentially, it's going to become the role of the district.
But another board can be elected in and then say we opt not to do sidewalk repairs.
Yeah.
It's not permanent. Okay.
Yes, I mean, it's not permanent. If there were sidewalks that were owned by the MUD, then it would essentially be the MUD's responsibility.
Owned by the MUD, we're obligated to do so, I agree with that.
Right.
Like,
So.
right in front of this building, in front of the parks, by the retention ponds, I believe that, yes, they're our responsibility.
Yes. Yes. So, I mean, just with, many things with the district, one board can adopt a policy and do something, and then, 3 years later, you can change that policy or redact it altogether. It's just a way.
But it is true also that if you do not fix it and someone gets hurt, that's also a responsibility, because Williamson County has told us that they will not fix that, and that has been going on for years, that we have had to fix those. So if we want to keep our neighbors safe, we need to remember that.
Jacob, so we didn't go throughout the whole district to find out which sidewalks are ours. Obviously, the ones in front of Lakeline building are the districts, in front of the parks are the districts, in the parks are the districts. But anything in front of homes does not belong to, or do we know who it belongs to? Does it belong to the county? Does it belong to the homeowner? Does it belong to the public? We haven't even touched on that, have we?
There are sidewalks within your district in both counties. It would come down to where the sidewalk sits in relation to the public right-of-way, which road is which. We have not done intricate level of analysis for every linear foot of sidewalk.
So if some homeowner decided to pull their plot of land, and on there it would tell them if their sidewalk is in their property line, in their property, that would be their property. Right?
No. We have had to fix the one, let's take the storm.
I asked him the question.
Well, I'm just saying what we have fixed and what Herb has fixed.
If the sidewalk was on private property outside of the right-of-way, that would be an interesting situation. If there was some type of an easement that the sidewalk was in, then it would come down to the easement holder. If the sidewalk was built outside of the public right-of-way, although intended to be built in the public right-of-way, that's obviously a different scenario. I don't think the sidewalk becomes ownership of the landowner, really at any point.
Okay.
The homeowner,
Right.
Homeowner does not own the sidewalk.
if it's directly in front of their house and there's no district facility, it is.
Yeah, that's what I was under the assumption, that it's, so I pulled some plots of properties and I looked at where the pins were, and there are houses that the sidewalk is in the utility easement, and it's right within their pins. So that led me to believe that it's in their property. Some people also trips, it's still, that's why they have insurance to protect them. But I just wanted to know if I can get clarification on that. But
I don't think that I am educated enough or have the professional backing to offer complete guidance there as to who owns which sidewalk and whose liability is which. I will caveat though that the resolution is written not saying that you will repair sidewalks, right? It just says at the discretion of the infrastructure committee, upon reviewing the findings, there will be a board decision about whether to authorize. So it's not necessarily saying that the board's position is that if someone brings an issue of a sidewalk or you are notified of an issue of a sidewalk, that you will just automatically engage in the repair, or that you will ever engage in that repair. It just says that you'll look at it, decide if that's an endeavor that the board needs to embark on or not, and then take an action on it. So,
Anybody else have anything to say?
I don't know. I mean, David has a point. Once you embark in this journey of fixing sidewalks, and you do it once, then you do it twice, then you build this precedence of repairing sidewalks in the district. And so I don't know if that's going to put us in a position of
Previous
possible
boards,
liability. I don't know.
previous boards discussed this and came to the conclusion that a certain point in time, we may need to go to the residents and ask them, do you want your taxes to go up and we'll continue to provide these services? Or do you not want the taxes to go up and we will not perform these services? And it's going to be a situation where the economy and what's going on in the district is going to dictate whether or not we can do it. We always felt like that we could get the job probably done on a per capita basis cheaper than a resident can do it, because we can mobilize the contractor and we could go through and do the ones that needed to be done first, do it in such a way where the dangerous ones on a risk basis are done first. But as anything that we do, if we don't have the funds to do it and we don't want to raise taxes, then we'll just tell residents we're not going to do that anymore. And I think that there's a lot of services that were that way.
I just find it hard to say that the MUD, I don't want to say it has the authority. Obviously, we have authority to spend money how we see fit. I just don't see how the MUD was initially developed and created to do sidewalk repair. I have a hard time linking those two together, that the MUD is here for sidewalk repair. I think we have way more important things to worry about, is the water accountability, where's our water going, the quality of the water, versus sidewalk repair. I get, some board members are really honed on safety, and I just don't see in the water code where safety is a major part of it, so that's where, if you can kind of steer me in the right direction and clarify that for me, would be very helpful to know.
I think thinking about how our developer built this neighborhood, that's why he put in deeds, that's why he put in sidewalks, that's why we have parks, and so that it is a nice community. If we don't fix those, and people can't walk on the sidewalks, or the kids can't ride their bikes, or do those things, I mean, then we turn into a really yucky neighborhood, and a very unsafe neighborhood. And if they fall, they can come sue us, and we have a good chance of losing, because we have repaired for over 20 years.
And I still think, even though we repair for 20 years, if we decide we're not going to do it anymore, we're not going to do it. But how would you tell the neighbors that live across the street from you that they have to pay to have the sidewalk repaired, but you don't have to participate in the payment because you don't have a sidewalk on your side of the street? Why should they have to pay for it? Is it because it was in front of their house?
Okay.
Everybody uses it.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Is there anything else? Do we have infrastructure committee report?
the next item about our favorite topic, sidewalks, the El Salito sidewalk, the one across the street from the school, essentially, that was repaired. Y'all authorized CRC Concrete raising and repair to go out there and inject and lift the sidewalk to remove the sharp incline. That work was done on May 1st. We had asked the contractor to let us know when he'd be out there. He didn't, but we went out on May 7th to take a look at it. You can see there's a memorandum attached with some photos. They did solve the immediate concern of a sharp peak in the sidewalk, although a couple of other items have become noted. When they lifted it, the sidewalk panel shifted, and so in one of the photos you can see there's like edges of the concrete panels that are sharpened, a little bit abrupt, just kind of outside of the path. And then obviously as we lifted it, the distance between the sidewalk and the surrounding soils, all of which are now bare due to the work around it, even though they were relatively bare prior. Probably need to have some turf established to protect against any erosion. So I have reached out to CRC to ask them what they want to do or could do about the sharp edges. Have not received a response yet. I'll continue to follow up with them on that. And then have been working with Infomark and Landcare to look at what are options to put some soil, maybe some sod or anything else to kind of protect against erosion. Obviously the area is not irrigated on a regular basis, so putting down sod in middle of May, you're basically committing to that sod not taking. I still think that's more valuable than leaving the soil as is and exposing potentially the underside of that sidewalk that we just repaired if there was a rain event and there's some erosion. So I don't know if they have a price on that or a proposal on that or a recommendation yet, but those are the two things that I'm looking into resolving now that the sidewalk has been repaired.
We haven't accepted the job yet, though, have we?
No.
Okay.
I have not received an invoice or brought it to you for recommendation of payment.
If the board willing, I'm willing to bring a wheelbarrow. There's crushed granite in the back of Anderson Old West Park. In those concrete barriers, since it is May, it's going to get hot. I'm willing to shovel some decomposed granite, fill that in, pack it down with a camper to get us by until possibly the fall or the spring. And then this way it will hold and we don't have to waste money. But I think if we do crushed granite, it'll pack down enough. We're along the road and we saved ourselves some money. So that's up to the board if they'd be willing to allow me to do that.
May I comment, is that sounds really good, David. The question that pops in my head, we have a contract, if you will, with somebody who has done a repair job, and he's not through. I mean,
Sounds like.
yeah.
I'd rather put something soft down if the kids fall on their bike.
Well, and the other thing is that
Maybe we
I'm
could-
asking for right now, you were talking about edges, sharp edges. Have you put any kind of orange fencing around it or something? I mean, is it dangerous right now?
I mean, it's about, I would say maybe an inch and a half out, really uneven. It's almost like they raised the vein and it just kind of to the left of it. And
It looks like when they injected to lift the panels, it moved,
yeah,
horizontally or
it looks
rotated.
pretty bad.
Well, does it need something, a barrier around it right now?
I don't think that it's any
Yeah.
more or less.
Jake, was the contract written in such a way where we defined what we wanted done?
Yes, sir. it was.
And have they met that?
They were contracted to lift the sidewalk.
Okay, but I mean, that just wasn't lift it then go away. I mean, that means something.
Well, at the moment, I said fencing, right? Can you go out there and spray it with some hot pink color paint so it's visible that this is a dangerous spot?
I cannot.
Well, the company.
I can, like I said, I've reached out to the contractor and asked for them what their proposed solution would be. That was not part of their contract. Now, we can obviously have the argument or discussion with them that it also wasn't part of your contract to create this problem.
Well, and that was the point I was going to make. I mean, did we go for the low bid? Let's just get it done and say we raised the sidewalk deal, or did we get
Yes, sir,
something?
you did. Yes.
We did.
Yeah. We ended up with like 4 different bids, Chris. One was this company, which was like $2,500, and the highest bid was like $25,000.
Yeah. Okay.
So we can get by for 10 years.
Okay. But there's some remediation work that could probably be done and probably cost a lot less than $25,000 to get us by.
That is correct.
Okay. I mean, even if it's going out and buying a couple bags of Sacrete and supporting the sidewalk.
We do have a check ready for them, so
Okay.
for the full amount.
I
mean, I get that we contract them to do the racing, but they ought to do things in a workmanship manner. Right? I mean, I don't know. It's just, if I were to contract, I I would be fussing about this
That was
big
the
time.
contract that Carol was questioning about all their outs on everything, right,
Yeah.
Carol? They had a lot of outs on everything.
Yeah, they had like a whole page.
And how much was it, the contract?
So it's, we're paying $2,830.
That is an awful small amount, especially compared to
Yeah,
what some of the other bids were. And David's got a point, we can do some remediation work on it, even get Infomark to do some of it.
No, can I look at that contract? I think I'll-
It's not a contract, this is the invoice. I think the contract is a couple of meetings ago. Yeah,
I'll find it real quick. They had you're right, they had 76 provisions of if this happens, we'll build this.
There were 13 actually.
Yeah.
Well, that's why theirs was $2,000 and not $25,000.
That's correct. And so at one point, and for the record, I spent more than $2,500 negotiating this for you guys. All right, so we're kind of beating a dead horse, but it does need to get resolved.
Okay,
When I had asked this contractor, is there a price that you can remove these 13 gotchas? And he was like, no.
no, yeah, I remember that.
So we decided to move forward with the $2,800,
It was-
understanding that if something else had to occur, maybe we'll have to pay for that.
Let's just continue doing
So
that.
in that proposal, I want to say he had a line item for if you had to come back and saw cut some concrete, you'd pay by the foot.
Yes,
So what if he came out and saw cutted a straight line and removed that sharp edge? Would we be willing to pay for that negotiated rate? I would assume so.
yeah, yes,
Okay, let me figure out what that is and report back to you.
okay.
So saw
Hold the
cut
check.
that edge,
Hold that check.
grind, so it's not a trip hazard.
Yeah, remove the hazard of the sharp edge. Again, however they think it's best, I'm not a concrete worker.
Right,
So
but,
I would
but
screw it up for sure, but.
David's point is, there's a risk that we're addressing, and probably all of us would see that risk, and we just want to remediate it.
100%.
Okay.
I would prefer that the contractor that did the work would just do it, and if it does cost an extra $96 and $200.
Right,
that's
exactly.
just- Again, it's still below the next level.
Okay.
so December, it's the proposal, is under the engineer report on, let me see, on the April 16th meeting, under engineer's report. So you want to look at that.
Yeah, I'll pull it up real quick.
But the check we have for them tonight is to pay the rest of it.
Yeah, and we
I
should,
think
we
we're
should
still under,
issue
no
that.
matter what, we're still under.
We should,
$1,000, another
yeah, that's
$1,000.
right, that's exactly right.
We'll just move forward and get it fixed.
And it's still gonna be a lot less than $25,000.
Okay, I'm gonna move, are we done?
Well,
Jake was
Jake
finishing
is
up
still
his
going.
report. He's not working on.
I will find out what that charge is.
We'll come back.
So it was a down payment of $1,415.
So-
we're cutting the check for $2,830.67.
They did ask us for a down payment to mobilize, and I said, you can, if you want, you can wait till next board meeting to get the down payment approved, or you can trust the fact that it's a public entity and they meet on a regular basis, and they said, fine, we'll waive the down payment requirement. So that's why you don't have a check for the down payment and
Okay.
a check for full amount. The notes from the infrastructure committee meeting on May 2nd are attached. We did go out and look at the CMU wall at 2012 Lakeline Oaks and took measurements. Nothing of concern. We'll continue to do that each quarter just to see if the wall is continuing to tilt. And we have an item about some tracts of land from DR Horton. Cole, I don't know if you just want to talk about it.
Yeah, I can talk
I'll
about
through
that.
it.
There are 3 tracts of land in the district that the developer, DR Horton, when they initially built out the district, any public space that was done should have been conveyed to the
Right.
district for the district's responsibility. So DR Horton's doing an audit of all their property throughout all their projects. They reached out. There's 3 tracts in the district that are still owned by DR Horton, but that are district facilities. One is a detention pond. Do you remember which detention pond it is?
London Lane.
London Lane.
Yes, that's one. There's another one, I believe, that has a lift station on it.
The Dagama pond.
And then there's a parcel that's like a sidewalk that connects to one of the district's parks.
The access to Astor Pass.
Yeah.
And so DR Horton's request is if they can deed those tracts over to the district so they can clear their books and get their names off those.
Yeah, they're still paying taxes on that.
Yeah. I don't know what the taxes are.
It doesn't matter, they don't wanna be paying them.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't blame them. So do we need to do a formal motion and accept?
Yeah, and they'll draft the documents
Okay.
and do all that.
All right.
But,
Oh, you're just sort of telling us it's gonna happen?
no, I'm not sort of telling you. I'm saying you all need to vote on that conveyance.
Okay, but don't we have to wait to see the conveyance first?
Yeah, vote on letting me tell them the board agrees to accept that because their facilities are already on these tracks. They agree to accept ownership of the tracks, finalize it, and they'll bring the conveyance documents
Okay,
to.
but I mean,
So.
but the conveyance is not gonna say, you need to refund us all the taxes that we've paid for all these years?
No, we're not gonna
Okay,
agree to any of
Okay,
that.
okay, we're just gonna have it conveyed us and that's it?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, there's gonna be you all are not gonna owe them any money.
okay.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Well, I don't like agreeing to conveyances without seeing the conveyance, so.
Yeah, you don't have, how about this, don't agree to anything, I'll just tell D.R. Horton to provide the documents and then you
Great.
can look at them at the next meeting. Okay.
So is that something we vote on, or is it?
No, you don't need to vote on it. I think this
It's pretty clear.
it's been like probably 40 years of them not doing this. so
That's
I
right.
think a month is gonna hurt.
No, it's less than that, because they didn't come in until after Milburn sold them that stuff, so.
Okay.
It hadn't been that long.
As a side note, in the proposal, the cost for saw cutting is $20 a foot.
Okay. Not much.
I'll find a way to get it accomplished.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Jim.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna ask that we can, make a motion, or did we need to make a motion on this other first?
Which one? On what?
We just did.
The conveyance? No, we don't need to do anything, you
Okay.
said.
Okay, let's do the committee, assignments first, because we do have parks here. We've got people that are taking care of our parks, so I'm asking that we can move number 10 up. So that he does not have to stay for our whole meeting.
Okay?
That's fine.
Okay with that?
Yeah.
Is that all? Everybody agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's do Parks Committee, including discussing replacing plants, what's supposed to be plants, trees, and grills, proposal for lights and memorial gardens. Do you want to talk to us about what work we have ahead of us for cleaning up the park? Wanna come
Yes,
through
I
that with us?
proposed, I met with the board, would you be able to kind of talk here, podium so that I can pick it up and the residents can hear? Thank you, sir.
So I met with the board of the park, and they requested a quote to some underbrush cleanup. There being some concern from some of the homeowners where kids would be kind of hiding behind, and there's some overgrown too, some vines overgrown. So I propose an underbrush cleanup of the whole park, which will pretty much get rid of all of the overgrown under some of the trees. So keep all the mature trees, clean up, remove any dead branch that are hanging from the top, and any vines that are growing into the park.
This is all the parks?
The Anderson Mill Park.
Anderson Mill, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Mainly the Anderson Mill Park, yes.
Okay.
And then we got the approval to replace some of the shrubs in the park as well. It's gonna get done tomorrow. That's been approved already.
Okay, the ones along the Granite Trail.
Exactly.
The
Yeah,
boxwoods.
there's,
Hey,
yeah.
could you tell me, I'm interrupting you, but I'll forget if I don't ask now. What happened to the Carolina or Confederate jasmine
The
there?
Asian jasmine.
It died.
Yeah.
And it died. I mean, we've had that for years and it hadn't died. Was it because we didn't have any rain and there was any water in it?
Rain and then the freeze that we had, the cold. That's
Yeah.
why it's year after year. It just adds stress to it. We're gonna do a cleanup. There's still green in it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have done, I planted all that myself. It was
Yeah.
like 246 individual plants. And it's been doing fine for years. And then I just, last time I was in the park, it looks bad.
So I believe if like with a good cleanup, getting some of the leaves out, we'll be able to save most of
Okay,
it. Yeah.
and
And then we can reassess in either fall and spring if
Okay,
we need to
yeah.
add some more.
So would you need to put mulch or some sort of something in there to give it something to grow on?
A little bit of
It's pretty
soil and
compacted.
fertilizer,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. Sorry, go ahead.
Are you good? I think that's it for me.
This is, you said the Anderson Mill Park is?
Yes.
So do you have a bid for us for those shrubs and everything?
For the underbrush cleanup? Yeah, I believe it's
So were those the only plants that were going to be replaced, Beth?
just the line of the
bushes?
The
that-
bushes,
those are
yes.
the ones that were
That
discussed?
died.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was the corners of around, I must have misheard.
No,
but I-
that is.
That's something
We
else.
talked
Coming up,
about
yeah.
that, we
Yeah.
did talk about that too,
Okay. good.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any need for this in any of the other
I
parks?
think there's 3 that we need for that.
We start with this one, and we can revise all the other parks to see if there's need to replace anything, or,
I apologize, have you looked at the other parks, or?
I have not looked thoroughly to see, put together like a proposal, but I can do that.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
We need to, I think we need to look at all of them.
And
Yes.
we just did this one over here, so
Okay.
now we're working on this one. And then- But on the entrance coming in, what David is talking about, those plants that we talked about where they have died, did you add that into this, or are we gonna do that separate?
That's separate, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, because Anderson Mill West, by El Solito, man, all those bushes underneath, it really needs to be spruced
redone.
up.
Oh, yeah, we
completely.
talked, he's got pictures.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we can do something not too expensive, because they're gonna come in, when they expand the highway, they're gonna just,
Lantana.
yeah.
I love Lantana. I love Lantana. That or that other, if that Carolina jasmine or Confederate jasmine doesn't grow, there's this weed, and it's green, it's got a little yellow flower. Man, I wish my whole yard was that stuff, because you don't need to cut it, you don't need to water it, it goes through freezes, and it looks a lot better in St. Augustine here.
And those, they look like grasses, but they're really thick with the purple or pinkish
Oh,
flowers.
the yucca, the red.
Yeah, the yuccas,
Those things, man.
yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
So will you bring that to us?
Nothing can kill it.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Can you make that proposal for us
At
Yes,
another
ma'am.
meeting.
as well, so that we can get that done as well? Because I know that we gave it to you, we just didn't add it all together. Okay,
Is that proposal under the manager's report? Because I don't see it.
I didn't make it into the manager's report. I've got it here on my phone,
Okay.
but it didn't make it into the report.
We can get it there.
The total was $4,275.32.
Can you put it in there really quick so we could just glance at it and not vote on something we can look at? Or email it or something? I thank you for coming in and speaking to us.
Thank you,
Really
guys.
appreciate it. One thing I was gonna ask, I don't know if it's allowed to ask, but if we can get photos of before and after, so, I'm just a visual person, I like to see where the money, okay, this is pretty.
Yeah, we have we have a lot of picture of the before,
Okay.
and then if the project's approved, we have a lot of picture of the after.
And then just a quick email and I'll be satisfied with that.
Perfect. We'll do that.
Yeah, and just for the record, you, Beth, and I walked through the park also are, yeah, and so we've taken a lot of pictures of what it looked like before, so.
Yeah, just documentation, so this way when
Yeah.
anybody asks, what did you spend the money on, here it is, evidence.
never mind. I was thinking about the entrances of what we need to replace. But if you can send that so that we have it for next meeting, again, I'm gonna say it again, so that we can get that taken care of. And can you give us 3 options
Yeah,
on plants?
yeah. The only thing that we're gonna be a little limited as far as, and yes, I can do more options just because there's no irrigation. So I'm gonna ideally go something drought tolerant that won't die.
Whatever is there right now that is still growing, let's consider that for time.
The front entrance by Anderson Mill West, I don't know if that's what you were discussing, but that does have irrigation. It goes
And the
up.
very front does, we're talking about when you
The
have.
corners?
Yes,
Yeah,
where they've all
corners
died.
up, yeah. All right, thank you, sir, I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I wanna do the front, I don't know if we should.
I don't know if
It's in the drive.
pull everything, because it's all lumpy, right? If we pull it and clean it up and then maybe add a couple.
Rocks, we're just gonna pull it out. 6
It doesn't
months,
look-
right?
doesn't look-
Got 6 months before it's getting taken down.
Is it that way?
That's what I'm hearing.
It's in the drive, if y'all wanna look at it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay,
So do we have to take an action on?
we need to we need to agree or approve or not approve the 4,000, what was it? To what?
$275.32.
Yeah, but let's propose that we review the proposal.
Is it in the manager,
Yeah.
in the
It's
manager's
in the
folder?
manager's report there.
And it's under, what's the
He's
name?
got it, he says he's got it there.
Hold on.
Estimate WTC1 LS?
No,
No.
it should say underbrush.
Should say what?
It says Anderson Mill Park underbrush
Oh,
clean.
got it.
Underbrush. Sorry, I'm making you talk.
Oh, you're fine. We'll have to talk in a minute. I see it.
It's not a bad deal for what all it's got to do. It's a lot.
So Anderson Mill Pond Park, or Anderson Mill
Park.
Park on Osceola,
Yes, not the dog park.
not the Frisbee Park, that's Anderson Mill
This
Pond.
is just cleaning up across the street from the school. Yeah. The main,
there was a lot of underbrush.
oh my gosh. And along the fence, and trees hanging down where people run. There's a lot.
Committee,
Okay, well,
you're still on 10?
But yeah, we are, and we're waiting for everybody to look at this, correct?
Okay.
Has everybody looked at it?
should go.
Still haven't gotten it.
Oh, here.
You didn't get it?
I can't see it in the file.
That's right.
There it is. Thank you, by the way.
So this is.
While we're waiting for them on that, do you want to talk about the grill? Get the bids on the grill, the replacement?
They're in the folder, they're in the drive.
Have we, this may be a stupid question, but you're used to that from me. Is there any way to salvage those things? I mean, do we have to replace them? I mean, is there a way we can put in like a new bottom?
They're rusted.
It's
It
so
is
bad.
They
Okay.
use
On that-
on those two, there's two of them that are rusted, they're like a quarter inch.
Yeah,
but then it's
okay.
thin.
So we're just asking, while we're getting it up, we're just asking to replace the big one right now.
Right,
That's all.
right. Because I looked at
That's
it.
the worst one.
So, I took a look at them,
Three.
I didn't know which ones needed repair,
The
but,
big one.
yeah, it's pretty bad. Somebody jerry rigged some wire mesh to.
Right, right.
Okay, it's pretty.
So we're 2309.
Anyway,
Hold on.
in Anderson Mill Pond, where the Frisbee Golf is, there are two there. Would we be able to, they have no use, they've never had fire in them, you can tell there's never been used. Could we pull those and replace it with the big one, back to back, and just place them there? I don't think having them in Anderson Mill Pond is very beneficial when there's no, usually you barbecue, you have a gathering spot, a bunch of people come, you get to park, there's no parking on Anderson Mill Pond Park. So, and it's really a lot of brush next to those ones, and it's just unsafe to me with the drought. So if we remove those, and put them back to back where that big one is, this way if somebody has a lot of people, they can use both of them. You know, I agree that the big one is better for big parties, you can cook a lot for a lot of people, but if you have them back to back, you can cook on both simultaneously. We'll still obviously pay for the labor to pull them out, put them in, which we would have done with new ones, but at least we're kind of taking a hazard of, and it's not being used, putting them over here and saving ourselves on, you know, 400 to 500, whatever it is, on the replacement of them. Yeah. And so-
I think it's a good. I think it's a good idea. I mean, if it's not being used, which
Is
we
it
can.
possible?
The cost.
No, for you to go up there and pull that.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I don't think you're gonna be able to pull out the cement that it's in. You probably just have to get a sawzall and cut it off at the ground level,
I
and
think
maybe
a
you can
bobcat,
sleeve.
bobcat, a chain, have it pop right out.
I'm not an
Maybe call
engineer.
on
I don't know.
that.
Maybe Jacob could tell us whether he thinks that can happen.
Jacob, can you take a peek at those for us? And the only reason why I really asked that is I would hate to have to cut them and they'd be too short.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking you could
If they're
put
gonna
you
be
could put a
short, it's not gonna do
sleeve.
any
You
good.
could put a sleeve.
I'm
And
not
put
gonna lie,
that
I was,
into-
I was typing up something to the CRC contractor, the
That's it, we're talking
sidewalk
about
guy.
grills.
So, catch me up, some
David
barbecue
says
grills aren't too
there's a
bad.
grill in the Anderson Mill Pond Park that's not being used, and,
Okay.
pulling it out and moving it. I don't know how it was put in. Yeah, I imagine a huge slab of cement No? Okay.
just like a post.
Okay.
So you can just go like this. And
Okay, well, then it would be easy to get out.
I mean, I could use a grill.
Yeah.
you can take the ones that are.
But that would be a way to keep from buying another one.
It'll save us on this whole.
Then let's wait
Yeah,
1 month,
anything I can
let's
do to
look at
help.
those. Can you check them out for us and see if
Sure.
they're, and then we'll come back to it next month on that part.
I think it would
Um,
be
Daryl.
more beneficial for
Are
Infomart
we
to be
good on
there as
that?
well, because they have the equipment.
Are you
to-
good on the other?
Yeah.
So we can
Yeah.
make a motion?
Roll it
Yeah,
out.
don't get Jacob out there. Y'all would just look at it.
All right, so we're gonna bring that to the next meeting. Let's go back to
In the meantime,
what we're talking about,
Infomark,
4,000.
y'all
Daryl, you got it?
give us an idea. You know what we want, what we're looking for.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we talked about, it. Okay, so let's get a motion put in place to at least do this first part. So we got $4,275.32 to have Land Care take care of all of our brush at Anderson Mill Park. Does someone want to make a motion for that or
Well, let
discuss
me
it
ask
any
you,
further?
does someone draw up, is there a contract, so when we say take care of, have we defined exactly what they're gonna do?
He knows, we walked the whole three
You
of
did
us.
walk
Yeah,
it.
it's, if you look into,
It's here.
it's already
in there.
there, so
Okay,
they've
okay.
provided a proposal.
Okay,
It's here.
so, are you making a motion?
You make a motion.
Well,
Do
I'll
you want to
make,
make the motion
I'll
since
make-
you have the
I'll make a motion
proposal?
that we accept the
And I'll
proposal
second it,
for the $4,275.32.
and I'll second it.
Hang on, let me see.
All in favor? And when will that start?
Next week, next Monday, Tuesday, sorry, Monday's a holiday.
Okay, so Tuesday of next week.
Exam in school.
Okay, and the next one is, we've got a proposal for the lights from the Memorial Garden. Do you have what that would cost yet?
No, ma'am.
Okay, let's bring that to the next meeting,
Yep.
please. Okay, B, Information Management Committee. Anything?
Are we good with the landscaping?
You may have, you don't have to stay,
No, I
but
do
thank you
have-
so much. Means a lot.
So did you, sorry, before we go into that, did you have a chance to talk to AT&T and the mess that they left repairing that hub there?
I've reached out, have not received a response yet.
Okay.
Really?
Alright,
Okay.
No.
thanks.
Information Management Committee?
We've met, we've talked, we've got a lot of work to do.
One of the things that I talked with Daryl about is to look up, and he did, that the oak wilt needs to be taken off at the end of June. That notice, but it should stay up through the month of June.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one minor thing, I suppose. But we've talked about more than once about somehow making it where it's easier for our residents to find things. And the simplicity is an icon on the homepage, you know, the little thing you search with, and a box where they can type in whatever. But the thing is, I'm guessing that that's going to be a big task because there is a great deal of information and that's got to be tied. You know, the technology has to tie it together. But I genuinely feel that we need to make it easier for the residents to find things. Because there's the icon embedded in some certain places, but it's not on the home page. So anyway, that's something that we need to talk with the company about.
Yeah, I'll get that call coordinated.
Okay.
Do you want to be on that call, or do you want me to talk to them? So I understand what you're needing.
Well, I'm fine with you doing the preliminary, but obviously there should be a point where we have some discussion.
Of course.
But you can do some preliminary and see, and because they need to get a visual of what we're seeking. Okay.
Nope, that's pretty much what I had. And maybe, do y'all ever get calls about the website? Infomark, no? I mean, it's not necessarily something that people call and complain about, but you know when you can't find something, how frustrating it is. I mean, the things that people use all the time should be right there, right on the front page, and that's what we want to work on. And Daryl, if you'll do that,
Yes, sir.
we'll get specifics.
Waste Management?
We don't have anything.
Okay, Open Records Committee? Do you have,
I mean, are we wanting to talk about the reports, or what do you? Okay, well, certainly Cole's office has provided this month's reports in a little bit different format, and they're divided this time by names. And we have 3 names that are in the list for this month. We have Miss Bob, Miss Teal, and Mr. O'Toole. And then there is a summation. The report is very good, much easier to read this time. And so you get your office did all of the totaling, and that's great. So you get a total, easy total at the end of each person's listing. And so you can see that. And so there's a significant number. And an interesting, some of the interesting things, I guess, is, for me, we have in our budget $2,000 that would available to spend on records requests on PIRs. At this juncture, from the beginning of this fiscal year, October 1st to this date where we are right now, we've spent $18,250. And so obviously we're going to have to move some money around that's not an urgency of the moment, but we do need to.
15,000 what?
18,000.
Oh, 18.
249. That's up to today's date. The fiscal year will come to a close. Well, the new fiscal year begins, I guess, October 1st. So we need to look forward to begin working on budget for the new year in July to start working towards that. So there's some things that we need to do some moving around. There is money in the budget, but still we need to put that money in the correct place and to give consideration when we're forming the new budget where we need to do that. But one item that I had, when we had the preliminary meeting with the bookkeeper, like we meet the week before the board meeting to go over the bills and invoices. And we had questions about some things this time, and as we do frequently, but still, anyway, there was one thing that I had a lot of questions about because I wanted to understand. In Artesian's bill, there was one PIR item that cost $375 for that one to be done. It correlated to, in your listing of bills, a time zone that is I think CPA, I guess is you. And you had conversation with Artesian regarding a PIR, which your time was just shy of about an hour of time.
They asked for 10 years of records.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
yes, it was. And as I've learned what it was, it's one of those where they had to go pull the boxes and dig in boxes for things. But my point being, this one PIR had a cost to Artesian for $375, and then we put into it just shy of an hour of Cole's time, and I don't even know what we pay him for an hour of his time, but that's one PIR when you put it together. And so we are trying to, certain people have the right to do that, and that's not my point at all, but we are trying to keep track of how much time is spent, where the time is going, and keep track of our costs, because what we budgeted is significantly different than what we're spending. So that's.
And people want to know why our taxes go up.
But anyway, the reports are there, and I think they're there on the Google Drive. But
So at what point when do we start charging according to our resolution?
that one I don't know how to answer. That one Cole is going to have to answer.
There's what is it? It's don't caught me off guard there, but it's the statutorily mandated amount. So I think it's.
We've had the 36 hours thing.
It all goes to modification, I'm pretty sure, so.
But what is the 36 hours? Is that in a total amount of time, a year? Is that a month? What,
Within the 36 hours in a fiscal year.
in a fiscal year? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because we do have some folks who have a significant amount, and we just need to be careful with that, so to
Yeah.
notify them where they are.
So what we do, anytime we get a request
Okay.
for public information, we respond to it, produce whatever documents need to be produced, and then we give a spreadsheet similar to like what you see there. It actually might be the same one, but just for that person. And so that shows that person, you know, their requests
Okay,
starting
okay.
from the fiscal year on. And so that way they can see, when they see if they're reaching a limit, then, of course, when they reach a limit or if we think it's gonna go over, we email back and we say, you know, you're over your limit, we anticipate that this request will cost X amount of dollars, do you wanna move forward with it?
Well, I think that's important that we keep them informed as where they are with their numbers. And certainly, we need to be aware of what we're spending. And I don't know if anybody has any questions about any of it or not.
So you said the resolution, and I'll have to read the resolution, but it's 36 hours.
36 hours for a 12-month period to the fiscal year, so that corresponds, so it's 36 hours in the fiscal year. And then it's 15 hours per month.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, well,
To be clear, we're not following the resolution, we're following the law, right?
That's the law.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, your resolution is just
Reiterating the law.
Yes.
Okay.
okay, so when I look at this one, and you said 36 hours for the fiscal year, but then you said 15 hours a month.
per month.
Okay, so some of these folks have more than 15.
In a single month period.
Yes.
No.
Well, no, it,
Is it?
well, let me look at the total. Total for this person on this chart is
The 10-year one?
16.9.
But that's over several months.
Okay, all right.
And Carol,
That's a good point, that's a good point.
you brought some good points, but I also remember hearing a story about how a municipality was complaining that they were spending $750,000 on open records requests, and they were visiting with the AG about it, and the AG went, well, that's just the cost of transparency. And I just think we all should remember that.
Well, they'll get to start paying for it themselves,
Well,
and that's the part that needs to
All
happen.
I'm saying is
The
that-
neighborhood's not paying for it.
Okay.
If they go, the rule is the rule, right? So we have law. Anything over 36, we want to keep track, we'll
Right.
begin charging.
Right.
And they're pretty high, some
Okay.
of them are.
So I
Okay.
just encourage.
Security
Okay, good.
committee.
What?
Oh, yeah, next one, security committee.
Security committee, and what I'm gonna do, if it's okay with all of you, we'll go to new business and we'll just discuss right there. Because on security committee, we've gotta discuss a proposal for Ranger Guard, and then the proposal with U.S. Domestic and Foreign Protection Services. I'm just gonna say that, we got in a real bind when Monroe passed away, so we hired who we could, which is really all that we could. And that was with U.S. Domestic and Foreign Protection Services, so we need to make sure that we can get this done today, because this wasn't really planned to get it done this fast, but we need to do that because we don't have anybody anymore. But they have been gracious enough to step in
Good.
and take care of everything for now.
Okay.
So,
You're gonna do that later
Some-
though, right?
no, let's just do it now.
Do it now? Okay,
Because we're going back to number 8 again.
okay.
So that was the last thing on here, so let's go ahead and
So this
just,
is, you're putting
talk-
this as an item of security.
I am, with security committee, let's just go ahead and go to number 8, because that's what security is this month. Do you guys want to do that?
And just to clarify, you all, I noticed this when I reached out to Ranger Guard for the proposal. You all already have an active contract with Ranger Guard. The reports were being sent to Mackenzie's email, so that's been updated, and I believe, are they going to you? And so now they're going to not to Elizabeth. So you have an active contract with Ranger Guard. So the proposal does, I mean, you can ignore 8A. you have a contract with them already? With Ranger Guard?
Okay, but they haven't been showing up to our meetings or anything.
They're not hired to do our meetings, they're hired.
Okay, then let's talk about what we're gonna do with U.S. domestic and foreign protection services. Do you have that in front of you?
But they are issuing reports, right?
Yeah, they're issuing reports. The reports are just being sent
Do
to
they
the
need to come to
incorrect
meetings?
email
I mean-
They're here
Oh, I know, but I'm
Yes.
just saying to give a report.
to give a report.
No, okay.
They do not need to come for a report. So one of you have the bid over there. Can you talk about that?
You want to talk about the U.S. domestic?
Yes, because that's who's here presently.
Yeah. So our office received a proposal from U.S. Domestic to provide security services for the district. I've looked at it and I've sent it back to you all for the board's action.
Okay, and there's a new number. Can you give that to us, please?
Well, the agreement that we received, it's for 12 hours.
And then do the new numbers that I gave you just a little while ago, please.
Okay, so armed security, the proposal, so we'll need an updated proposal that have those numbers in there. But the armed security proposal from the contract was 45, but it's been changed down to 35 an hour. And then off-duty police officer was 75 in the contract, but that's been lowered to $60 per hour.
And those are the only expenses involved. There's no separate car charge or equipment charge or anything like that. It's per hour only.
It's per hour only with a minimum of 12 hours.
Okay.
In a month, you're saying? 12 hours?
Yes.
A month.
Okay.
A month.
So it says you will be.
What I read was it said 12 hours minimum per day.
No.
So this just says, as designated by client, days, times, 12 hours being billed for services, including, alright, so there's no state tax, but, so this says, should you schedule an off?
Minimum of 12 hours.
Should you send a scheduled officer off duty or home before the end of his or her regularly scheduled shift, you will be billed a minimum of 12 hours.
A minimum.
How many times has this changed in the folder, has been updated? Because the one I read was read differently. Has it been updated in the folder at all? Or?
The new one, we just got like handed to us, but
So
the one that's in
previous
the
to that was
folder-
just the one and
Yeah.
done? I must have misread it wrong.
And so it's you all, the client would be billed bi-weekly, terminate for any reason.
Is Lisa on the phone?
let me see if Lisa's still here.
Like, for example, one of these.
Kimberly is, but not Lisa.
Can you ask her if, the amount that we need to approve for them tonight?
How much are you normally patrolling on a daily basis?
It's not in here.
We're patrolling
Your
in the morning.
bill amount?
Just the morning, about 4 hours a day.
Now, is that because of school? So when school's out, you're not gonna be doing that?
But we're gonna be doing whatever y'all ask.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Right now, he's doing
So I can
majority
answer
job.
questions if y'all have questions.
It's just on here, it just doesn't, it just says 12 hours minimum. It doesn't say per month, per day, per week. It just says 12 hours.
It's depending on the client.
So it's just, to me, it's not very clear what we're getting ourselves into. It's at the discretion of who?
Well, you can have daytime patrol, evening patrol, and night patrol.
Right, but who's gonna tell you that what we need and what we don't need? The board. The board or the committee?
We voted that the committee gets to decide. No, you can always change that, David.
It's just, to me, it's not very,
It's not a set hours, it's not like
It's the
8
committee,
in the
right.
morning to 12 p.m.
It's a PRN,
Right, it's per needed basis.
right.
We don't need the board for security purposes, committee level.
but
Yeah,
if-
right.
But if
So
we
that-
had it on a contract, it would be straight up,
Say that
straightforward, and nobody would question what we're getting ourselves into, and we know how much we're gonna spend. Now, the way, I just don't see it's at the, committee level that they get to decide that we don't have a significant, a set amount on what we're spending. If we're gonna budget for, let's know what we're gonna get ourselves into so we can budget accordingly and have it, so there are no surprises.
But surprises happen, David. I think that's why it's set up this way. We may not need them as much. Maybe out of the clear blue, the county's gonna start driving over here and we realize that they're actually coming through the district, so we could cut back. But I don't wanna give them some hours that we don't need.
Yeah, but then you have 30 days to correct it. Just give a 30-day warning and say, hey, we wanna correct it and we meet every 30 days. So it doesn't hurt to say, okay, we are gonna adjust it at that time. But I'd rather have it upfront, honest, transparent to say, this is what we're getting ourselves into. If we wanna make any changes, we can meet at a meeting and adjust it. Like you said, we can always adjust it. So yeah, at a meeting, in a public setting, in front of everybody, we can say, we're gonna adjust it, and this is what we're gonna scale it back to, because the county is coming in more often to patrol. So I'm just trying to be as transparent as possible.
Well,
And the way I see it happening right now, it's not transparent, because look, they already started working without a contract being executed. Who made that decision? That's not transparency. That's just somebody taking the reins and running with it, and that's just not how
No,
we're supposed to.
I think
to
people
operate.
people did not want to come to a meeting without having,
Who?
Who? Board members.
Oh,
David, may I, please?
absolutely. I yield my time, thank you.
Okay, David. I think you're good, you're making good statements. What is it that we want? Let's talk about it. What is it that we want? Do we want them to make so many trips at a certain time of the night, or we want them to be here at what do we want, David? So what is your idea? What do you think we need?
David is not in security committee, that's up to our decision.
I thought the committee, that was up to
I
the
think to
committee
me,
to do.
the contract is very transparent and clear. Have you read the contract?
No, I have not. I
Okay,
have
so
not seen it.
it's very clear to me, it will be at the discretion of the committee.
Okay.
And if somebody has an issue with it,
Committee's
then
not supposed to make decisions, that's it.
Well-
Are committees allowed to make decisions?
point of order.
The board makes
Make a decision.
decisions for the district. A board can authorize a committee to, in limited circumstances, make decisions, but the board has already pre-authorized the committee to do that. But in terms of, I mean, it's always, those situations happen when there's something, an instance that happens in between meetings and something needs to get done. Typically, I see those situations when it's like involving multiple districts and a wastewater treatment plant or a large water facility, something where there's multiple parties involved, meetings are different dates, and there has to be a committee that has to meet outside the meeting to make decisions. In terms of how that works is if there's an invoice or something presented to a committee, the committee can quote unquote approve it and bring it back to their board, but the board still reviews it and votes on it and it authorizes payment. Committee can't authorize payment on behalf of the district or do anything like that.
The committee cannot override three directors voting.
Absolutely not, correct.
Exactly.
So I guess one thing I'm hearing, if you want it to be more clear, would saying like a cap of, what would make it more clear up front? Do you want the
Does it
list?
say on there that they're gonna?
Madam President, I move that we,
That's very rude.
we don't have a
You're having
motion on the, we don't
conversation.
have a
Let's
motion
make
on
a
the table, so I'd
mo-
ask for a
I
point of order.
agree.
I move that
Let's-
we go ahead and approve the agreement as presented.
Let's go ahead and move forward. He's right, we don't have all
I'll
this on there.
second it. You second
Second
it?
that, all in
Okay,
favor?
discussion, hold on. We motion,
You just
we
made them.
motion, we second, now we discuss.
It's already been discussed.
No,
Been
but
discussing.
we motion,
David,
we second, we discuss.
David, we
Chris,
just discussed.
Well,
second
we
it.
Okay,
can,
thank you.
Would you second it?
All in favor? Please,
Wow.
all in favor?
I'm
So
going
three.
to abstain because I
Okay.
have.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Yes, well, we need to make sure that these guys get paid.
And this
I
was
don't know what
done
happened, I got
prior
an
to
email
this
about
meeting,
it
they
today,
started
or a
working.
text about this today.
prior to this meeting. Prior to a contract, they started working,
They did, Monroe died, we had a reason to.
because you don't feel safe.
Well, David, there's a lot of reasons that a lot of us don't. I have an email from board members that is asking for security and they want to be walked to their cars. It's not just me.
Okay.
You know what? I'm
Because it's
doing
so
my
unsafe in
job.
this neighborhood. Gotcha.
Well, David, you may want to look in the mirror.
Yep. Because I'm so threatening, so dangerous. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna move on.
Words hurt. They're dangerous words. Video cameras dangerous.
I don't know why we need armed security. That guy's a gun. That is freaking terrifying. I mean, I'm just so.
Ma'am,
we bring
if you're
it
gonna
up?
continue, we're gonna have you removed.
I'm sure you will.
We need to make a motion so that he can get paid. I make a motion that U.S. Domestic and Foreign Protection Services be paid this month from May to the present date, please. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Wait, I have a discussion. I know it bothers you,
Oh, it doesn't bother me at all. Go for it, you can talk. You just got business to do, that's all.
Yeah, this service was started prior to contract being engaged, prior to this being presented to this board. I don't believe that they should be paid prior to today. If we're engaging in a contract, they should be starting today forward. Nobody has the authorization to say, you know what, you can patrol. You know what, start patrolling tomorrow, every single day, I'm telling you, you can do it. No, I don't have that authority, neither does Ms. President over here to tell them, you can start patrolling, you can start, no, you don't have the authority to do that. And they shouldn't be paid prior to today engaging in this contract. That's between you and them, that you told them that they could start working. If
No,
you
and it
told-
wasn't just me. We did it
Oh.
with Infomart, and we had to make
Who's
sure
we?
that
Who's
we
we?
had,
Who's we?
Infomart and myself, we had to make
So
sure
you
that we
two
had
made
officers
decisions.
here.
You made decisions.
David, I'm not gonna talk to you about this anymore. We
You
need
made
security.
decisions outside of an open meeting. That's what you did.
No, what I did is made sure that we had officers
You
here.
made a
Cole, did you
decision.
know that we were gonna have officers here and that we had to have officers here?
You made a
Yes.
decision outside of an open meeting to
We all
engage in, who's we?
Point of order,
Who's we?
point of order.
For what? What's the
Talking
reason?
about any more of this, anymore, you're done.
We're having a discussion about the contract.
We
right?
are not having discussion.
I see your lips flapping.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay.
Point
Okay,
of order.
we need dignity. Everyone on the board, everyone is dignity. The motion has been made, the motion has been seconded. There has been discussion. Is there?
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. I'm done. I get it.
Thank you, David,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
appreciate that. Okay, so
Anybody else?
Oh, I don't have anything to say. I think we're good,
We're
contract
good.
is clear, let's move forward. We're wasting our time.
we need to vote,
All in favor?
and they need to be paid.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, let's go to general manager.
Okay. You go to the report and you go down to page
Oh.
9.
What
We
did we
have a
miss?
committee? I think we have a meeting with the committee. We've got
Oh, on the committee. Hold on. Budget.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, the budget committee, and then I have a motion for committee.
okay.
Oh, hold on. Hanoi's got one for a motion for a committee.
Well, you
So I'm
set,
still at 10,
you set up
yeah.
committee, so I asked that you set up a committee to review and look into Infomark's contract. That has been just hanging in there for quite a while. I would love to have a committee to look into the contract, maybe hire an advisor to look into this and see if we're getting what we need to get.
Anybody else want to talk about that?
I do. The motion and when you voted to bring Infomark back, there were some conditions on bringing Infomark back, weren't there? No? There
I
were
don't
no
think there was any
conditions?
conditions.
No.
I'm just asking, we need to review the agreement, because we left it where we were gonna leave everything as it was, and I feel like it's been months since we haven't actually had the chance to really review the work of Infomark.
Yep.
What we have right here on 9E, discuss Infomart contract and renewal. Do you all have that ready for today?
We are sending it to Cole to review.
So we don't have it ready
We
yet
have,
today?
no, we have a draft,
You have a draft.
but that is,
So, would we like to start an Infomart contract advisor committee?
Okay, yeah, I would, wouldn't you,
Hey, you want to make a motion for that?
well, you get to appoint committees, right? That's what we,
Yeah.
so the
I'll go ahead
president
and do
gets
that.
to appoint the committee members.
So,
we
Hanoi,
don't
would
have
you
Right.
like to be on that committee?
Sure, I can be part of that committee if you'd like me to. I
That would be
think Chris
great.
has some good experience in.
I'll be on.
Okay. Chris.
So when I get the
Hanoi and
draft, I'll
Chris
take a
are
look
gonna,
at it
a
and
new
I'll send it.
committee. Yep, the new committee is the Infomart contract advisor. And that will be with Hanoi and with Chris. Okay? Anything else under 10?
Yes, the budget.
Okay, go for it.
Real briefly, July 1st is typically when we begin to work on next fiscal year budget. We don't have a financial advisor currently. I'm not real comfortable setting the tax rate without that expertise. So Cole said that he would attempt to get somebody on an ad hoc basis just to do the 25-26 budget work with the tax rate and everything. The financial advisors that I've worked with this board have had expertise, especially with taxes and the direction things are going, that I think it's necessary. I don't feel comfortable going at it alone. You can look at some of the errors that were made in the 24-25 budget, way underestimating what amounts should be, not booking liabilities, things like that. But I would like, Cole, am I correct? You are going to try to find somebody?
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to some firms. Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
'Cause-
I'll make sure to hopefully have a proposal or two for you all at the next meeting.
Okay, because the next meeting will be in June, but we need to get started on
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
All right. And that's all I've got. Oh, and I did ask him also that he's going to try to find, I don't know if you could get it in writing, it would be nice, but I've been told that we did not offer the financial advisor enough opportunity to make money for his firm because we weren't issuing any bonds. And then that was the main reason that he quit, because he went with another firm, but he didn't take us with him because there was that opportunity for revenue was not present. And I understand that completely. That's their, they can do that if they want, but we still need a financial advisor.
So Chris, a quick question, the financial advisor is gonna help the budget committee create the budget and get everything?
Well, help us mainly with the tax
Setting
rates.
the tax rate, but not advising us on how to do the budget, right? So it's just
No,
the
not
budget
necessarily, yeah, not necessarily. They're not getting involved in that, but they're gonna be doing with the math.
committee, just the math and the tax rate.
Yes, exactly. Any other questions or comments about that?
Should we engage with somebody to help us create a good budget? And-
That's what we were just talking about.
Well, that's what I just asked you, if they're gonna help with the budget. You just said that they're gonna help with setting the tax rate, but I'm talking about the numbers to each category on what we're gonna spend, because there's, like you said, there's a lot of things that were done wrong, and there's a lot of items on there that were budgeted way too high, that we haven't spent a single dime on.
Elizabeth,
So-
you're comfortable with assisting us with the budget formation, correct?
I would prefer a outside vendor, somebody neutral, because it's, that's just my opinion. I don't know how everybody else feels.
That we could
Typically,
get,
it's your bookkeeper and your.
yeah, I was just gonna say, we could get the bookkeeper to help us with that also.
You've got Lisa, that's.
I mean,
She's
Lisa did
independent.
phenomenal work.
Right, I agree. I think they're
Yeah.
She is.
good output.
Yeah. She's really good.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, let's
Is
move
that
on.
good, David, the accountant?
The accountant, I guess if that's what y'all wanna do, that's what you
Well, I mean, I'm asking you.
I just think a third party, somebody neutral that doesn't, with,
And you don't think our accountant's not neutral?
no,
No?
I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
Well, I just,
That's,
we're paying her to do stuff like that, so.
That's kind of scary.
Go ahead.
That's a good place to start, is with our accountant. And if at that juncture we feel, David, that there's a need for another person. to be
We'll
brought in,
certainly get
but I
somebody.
think that's the place to begin.
Yeah, I agree.
Is with our own accountant.
Cole, I just want to make sure that on 8B, that we are still going to be able to pay them forward? Or did we need to make another vote?
You did a vote on that already.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, you voted.
All right.
All right, I'm done with
We
budget.
voted to pay for up to date.
Correct. And then you voted to enter into the agreement with them.
All right. 9, general manager, you guys can take over.
Okay. If you go into the general manager packet and go to page 9. It's says page 7 at the bottom, but it's page 9 in the PDF. At the top of the executive summary, the streetlight survey was completed on April 10th. Your accountability for the month of March is 84%.
What was it again? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
84%. I do have some things to discuss with you further down. For your delinquent letters, there were 111 delinquent letters mailed, 87 tags were hung, and 14 accounts disconnected. For notable customer requests, there's nothing to report for this month. Notable repairs, the Lakeline Oaks men's outdoor bathroom was repaired. Under the first table, previous meeting action items, those are action items that were previously approved at any given board meeting. They will stay on this report until they are completed and invoiced. And you can see the various status at this time. Moving to table C, current items requiring board approval. The first two items are the pressure washing estimates for the CMU walls. The quotes that are presented here are also in the general manager packet. You'll see the first quote from Mr. Intensity is for $16,831.92. And then the second quote from Time Machine Pressure Washing is for $30,022. And this is for pressure washing the CMU walls within and around the district. Below that, or do y'all want to make,
No, we need to do that. We
Okay.
need to make, so we have two bids.
Yes,
What's your recommendation here?
I think we take the lower bid and
Well, I was asking
pressure washing.
Infomart.
I haven't done any business with either one of them. Have we worked with either one of these?
Have you worked with either of them?
Jacob, were you involved with this at all?
Other than saying that we needed.
I know who, I don't have it. Can you pull it up? It's, yeah, one of them.
Mr. Intensity.
Mr. Intensity, is that one?
It's a 19. It's like 19.
Is the bid by linear foot?
We look and see what the quote says.
And what's the other one? I think that is this one.
Mr. Intensity.
His name. Yep, and then the other one.
His is by square feet.
Okay.
This one.
And the other gentleman, Time Machine Pressure Washing. And
That's right here.
the other gentleman, he just has a dollar amount by section. It doesn't.
I did get to meet with him for just a minute. He was up here one day, but he did go through every wall, so he knows.
So this is the one that's broken down
The
very.
first one,
The-
intensity.
This, okay,
That's all I'd like to go with.
you're talking about intensity, okay. And the other guy is Time Machine, is that the one?
Mhm.
Okay, and that's the one with all the pictures.
Huge amount
Yes.
of difference in price.
I'm not
Yeah, he's
seeing
almost
a-
double.
I'm not seeing a double. Where is the total on those?
That's the very last page.
Okay, so I have about, there it is, okay, 30,000.
Yeah, it would have been better to
And
have.
the other one is 16,000. So, I mean, that's a significant difference. What, is
They're
there a
doing
difference?
exactly the same work. Just
It's
one.
exactly the same work. They're exactly the same thing.
I said we go with intensity.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Does,
Anybody else?
does the contract say anything about, are we returning the walls to its original condition?
That's pretty hard to do.
No, see, they're just pressure washing.
Yeah, I know, but, you know,
I don't think you can return it
we
to
washed it,
original.
it's gone, it still looks like crap.
I don't
Well,
think you
then we
return
have
it
them
to
reach
its
that.
original.
Well, but I'm just saying, if something in there says that it's gonna look like the original condition when the wall was, now, because, I don't know, can rock wall, can it fade? Well, I mean, can you get something on there that you can't clean it, or is that all mold? It's all mold, isn't it, or dirt? I know.
I handle water and sewer
Well,
director.
I mean, Mr. Intensity he has given us a written description, and he has made a point that he is not going to cause damage. He is not going to damage the mortar between the stones, and he just makes it.
And that should be a given. I mean, that,
But I'm saying there's a discussion of that in his. I don't see.
the other one doesn't have it.
I don't see
Yeah.
that.
The other one just has.
We're gonna wash your
picture
walls.
and
Yeah,
spots, right? It's like-
exactly.
Okay, so everybody knows what they want to do? Can we make a motion?
Well, have we finished discussing this? So if they say they pressure washed it, we don't care what it looks like?
No, we just want it to look back to the way that it looks.
Well, then the contract needs to say that.
Okay,
So I'm going to add that.
there's no contract, it's just a quote.
Quote.
As a
Well,
quote.
okay, quote, whatever, but I want to make sure we're getting what we think we're supposed to be getting.
Okay,
Then let's make a motion that we add that, if he's willing to put that in there, that the walls.
Well, this gentleman discusses the fact that the cleaning solution they use, he discusses the fact that the mold and mildew, et cetera, does go in, the stone is porous. It's not just on the surface. And
Right.
his solution, he has made the discussion that it will go into the pores.
Okay.
Again, he has put some meat to his numbers.
Okay. Have we had any people that have used these? Have we used them before?
I've seen them use another district.
Has another district used them?
I mean,
Did they get, yeah, what kind of review did they give them?
I just saw the pictures, I didn't actually, he just showed me the pictures of the work that he's done.
Well, I've seen that, and it wasn't the actual job, so I want to make sure that we talk to somebody that's had this service
You want to
done.
get another bids too? We're no rush to do this, right?
No, we're not, but I mean,
Well,
how
I'll tell you,
many,
people are asking, when are we gonna clean the walls?
It's not
I mean, they're
affecting the
horrible.
structural integrity of the wall, right?
No, and
So-
he's right.
I would
We
like
can-
to have it
we
done
can
before the
get-
4th.
well, it would be nice, but I want to make sure that we get what we pay for, and
That's more important than the fourth thing.
okay, so
I know who he's a good
you
guy.
want more bids?
yeah, I mean, there's got to be more people than two out there.
More bids,
But $16,000?
references?
Good.
I'm not happy with what he's agreed to do for $16,000.
What is he missing?
Results. He's telling us what he's going to do. He's not claiming any responsibility for what it looks like when he's done.
He showed me pictures,
Of what?
the walls that he's done.
Well, do you know that he did those walls?
I do.
How do you know?
Because he showed me. And
He showed you a picture.
Okay, we were referred by him. We asked him to come over and do this. I had only met him one other time. I'd
Okay.
heard he's done a great job. So
Who'd
that's
you hear
why
that from?
Who did I hear that from?
Right.
Paul. So,
Ravigo? Well, I'd like to have somebody else that's got these walls tell us that they were happy with the service and the price that they got. Is that asking too much?
There is a note there, I mean, I don't know, I think we should ask for maybe another couple of more options, but there is a note there that, he is using a cleaning solution to get a job done right. I would like to know what chemical soft wash is, what kind of chemical he's going to be using. And then there's no guarantee, what I'm reading here is no guarantee that stones are not going to be damaged, nor the
Look,
mortar between the
there's a
walls,
police officer
stones.
that told me too. actually.
okay.
So there's some
Said your thing about it.
conditions in there.
This is what we pay him for Mark to do. To review the contracts and everything. Could y'all maybe get another bid?
Absolutely.
And I'm concerned that, I just don't want him to wash it and say, we did it, we're done.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get more bids, references, pictures, and what chemical they're using, is it biodegradable? Is there anything else, anything else that we want? And ask them to include that information.
It's crazy. We shouldn't even be having to do this.
Well, I think somebody has to go out there and look at the wall. What is it that we, what we have now and what we want to have as a result?
Exactly,
Right?
exactly. We need to let the,
Do a test, show me what you're.
yeah, show me, well, setting up to do that, it's hard to do. They're just.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna mobilize.
No, they're not
for
gonna
the chance that
mobilize
you might
to
give them the
do 100
contract.
square feet and say, how's
Not
that?
gonna happen. I don't think they'll do it.
Jacob, do you know these guys?
I do not.
But I'd like to have a customer
I hope
say,
you
yeah,
visit with them. I
Huh?
think you'll be very happy. You need to visit.
okay. I've been involved with contractors that it sounded real good up front, and then when you're done, you didn't get what you wanted, and there's nothing you can do about it. And all I'm trying to do is prevent that from happening.
Elizabeth, my observation is this, the two that we have are
Yes, sir.
very different.
Yes.
Very different
Exactly.
presentations.
Yeah.
One has writing with it, the other one has numbers only. And so I think we need some continuity in what we are asking for. You said some of it a while ago about what type of cleaning fluid they use, whatever, but some criteria
Right.
that they would put their numbers to.
That's
Let's
basically
put it
a
off
risk
to the next
assessment.
meeting, I guess. Again, let's move on.
And I guess if we can also ask if they have a contract, because this is just an estimate. So I'm wondering if in their process of billing, they would submit an estimate, and then if they have some sort of contract or language that guarantees to work, because all I see here is an estimate with numbers. And you're right, I mean, it doesn't say anything, and it's a $60,000 contract.
Okay,
So maybe if they have some sort of contract in place that they will then expect us to sign after we approve the estimate, so that they can include that agreement into the, with the estimate.
Yeah, the estimate can be part of the contract, it should be.
Yeah, but they're not showing a contract, they're
Right,
just providing an
right,
estimate.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the problem I have.
okay.
Okay, G. Or D, E, we haven't done E either, but,
Okay, well, we're still going through the items that need more approval. So that was the CMU wall. We're holding off until next month.
Right.
We have 3 quotes from Infomart doing various jobs. One is to clear the sediment in the trickle channel along Gatein Wall and clear the vegetation and sediment at the inlet. And that's for $816. Are you gonna take each one, or you wanna just approve it all at the end?
what do you want to do? It's hard to understand what you're saying.
What do you want to approve each item separately, or do you want to do the approval at the end?
Let's do it all.
We can do it all.
All of it at the end?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The next one is for install 6 deed restriction signs in the district. The labor and materials and tools to do that, $2,952. Hire wastewater transport to offload wastewater when cleaning lift station number 2. And this is your Dagama lift station, and it's regular cleaning. That's $2,212.80. And then to replace the men's outdoor bathroom, or this is to repair the outdoor bathroom, the amount of that quote is $947.50, and that's from AAA Auger. And then if you scroll down, you'll see, in conjunction with your accountability, there are 12 meters that are greater than 1.5 inches that I would like to have tested. There's 2 quotes to have those tested. One is from Fluid Meter Services. They basically charge $250 per meter. And then Precision Meter. And their charge is $220 per meter. And we've utilized both of these companies, so either one is fine.
We have a question on the meters.
Yes.
Do we have records of when those meters were replaced? Because I recall those big meters being replaced within me being on the board, they have been replaced. Do we have any records of?
I can go and look, I can pull
And
for each address.
And is there a lifespan that expect, like?
It's basically,
Almost 2 years that I've been on the board, so shouldn't it last a little longer?
well, you have to think about it because these are larger meters, so their consumption's a whole lot higher than a regular residential meter. But I can pull all that,
Yeah, if you can see when the last time we replaced them was,
cause it's 12 accounts, so I can pull.
and when you test them, they have to go out to get to
Yes.
get calibrated? So
Yes.
how does that work? You have one that you replace it with, that you know is
Yes.
good, and then that one goes out, and then.
So
it kind of-
either company will go out with that size meter, as they're testing it, they'll pinch test it, and then they'll put it back in.
Oh, okay, so right then and there is where they tested it.
Yes.
Wasn't sure how that worked. Thank you.
Okay, so those are all the things that I have for your approval this month.
Okay, and the total of all that together is,
Well, it depends on which quote you decide, so. Because there's some that have multiple quotes, so it would be a different amount based on what you decide. So we need to start having it. We're not gonna do anything with the pressure washing. So it would really just be between, if you wanna use fluid meter services or precision meter.
Which is your recommendation?
I would go with precision meter, it's fine. We've used both of them. And they're $30 cheaper.
And that's who you use for all the other districts?
We use both.
Okay,
It's just whoever's available first,
okay.
so. So if you're gonna do, alright, precision meter, 28, 60. Okay. $9,788.30.
9,000 what?
Are you doing all these?
788.30.
788.30.
And is everybody okay with the signs being put into the walls?
Okay, hold on.
That's what I read.
Maybe I added it wrong.
We had decided it a couple months ago.
816.
So just signs on a pole.
2952 plus 2212
I didn't think that there was masonry walls
plus
in all those entrances that there's supposed to
947.
go.
The screws in,
Putting the screws in.
they'll be hung up, the screws into the masonry walls.
because you've
But
got
Yeah, they
what do
would-
you do if there's no
that's
masonry?
5,000 right there.
And they won't be going there. We only have a few that are gonna be isolated on a pole.
They'll be on poles if there's no wall.
Okay, so I move that we approve the
Please. 9,788.30.
88.30.
what are the total estimates we're approving? So are there 2 or 3?
So there's the cleaning of the trickle channel, the installation of the deed restriction signs, the cleaning of the lift station, the repair of the outdoor bathroom, and then the testing of the inch and
And
a
that
half
totals
meters.
9,078.
9,788.30.
Okay, so I move that we approve all of those estimates and totaling in the amount of $788.30.
And then I have 2 other housekeeping items that I need to make you aware of.
So we need a second.
I'll second
Okay.
that. All in favor?
What was it?
Or do we have any
Discussion
discussion?
on this?
Any more
What?
discussion?
9,788.
Yes, 9,000.
788.30.
30.
You wanna talk about that, Carol?
No, I
Okay.
heard a different number. I'm
Anybody
sorry.
else?
Yeah, no, it's 9,780.
Okay, all in favor? Move on. Next.
Okay, we received a letter from the city of Cedar Park regarding an increase in your fire protection. So it is increasing, as of May 1st to $34.89. And that's a straight pass-through, it goes on the water bill. So we'll be putting that on the next water bill. Also, you received your annual API from Waste Management. And that is going into effect as well on May 1st. So we'll be passing that through on the water bill.
Can you clarify the API, what API stands for the public?
Well, they call it a CPI,
CPI?
Consumer Price Index. The new cost is gonna be $24.23 for the regular residential, and then the senior rate is going to $21.68. But I just want to make you aware that those will be on the next round of water bills. And then we'll be amending your rate order, but we're gonna amend the rate order to where it doesn't mention a specific dollar amount each time it changes, that it'll just automatically, it'll say whatever they change their rate to is the rate that you're gonna charge.
Did the city say anything about what caused the rate increase?
We just get a letter.
Yeah, I know,
So,
but
No.
no.
So, leaning, that kind of goes into my report. It's well, it's under the operator's report, but it's gonna be something that I'll bring to your next meeting. We're going to amend your rate order. Currently, what it states is currently the rate order gives an exact amount for the fire protection services provided by Cedar Park. That means that anytime they raise it, you all have to amend your rate order to put that amount in. And so my recommendation is to change your rate order to just state that the fire protection services is going to be the rate order that is provided by the city of Cedar Park. And that way you don't have to keep changing your rate order every time it changes. It's just a pass through.
we're allowed to do that.
You're allowed to do that. It's pass through language. And then additionally, something to think about with the garbage collection going up to about $24 and some change.
Yes.
The fee, the district's bill, a residential bill minimum, I think, is $25, and that includes that garbage fee. I think at some point you all would want to take a look and see, based on the water that the district's consuming and purchasing from Cedar Park, the trash and recycling charge that goes on top of that, is the district breaking even with charging customers? Do you need to revise your rate order to charge a higher amount for water services? Just something to consider moving forward. So I don't know if you all have done a water analysis.
No, but that would be something that we should probably do while working on the 25-26 budget.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a real good point. I don't want to raise water rates if we then have a big tax refund. We should try to see if we can.
So you all as a district, it's as a mature district, just kind of as a reminder, when you I should say mature, the term is developed district. Back in 2019, the state put caps on tax rates that you all can raise, especially for your maintenance. Get debt service, you can raise it to infinity. You have to abide by what the bondholders request. But for your maintenance and operations tax, as a developed district, you can only raise it up 3.5% of the previous year's tax bill, which makes it very difficult to look at to say, okay, well, we've got all these projects rolling in and we're going to need money, so let's bump our tax rate up 5 pennies. That's I'm going to tell you right now, you wouldn't be able to do that. You might be able to raise your tax rate up a penny or a half a penny because of the cap that the state has on that. So again, when you look at your budget and you look at the CIP that Jacob put together and that the infrastructure committee has looked at, those are things to think about, because if you can't just tax rate season come and just say we got to bump this up 5 pennies. It's going to have to be incremental if you have to do that. So there's kind of multiple factors to consider when you all are doing your budget and your tax rate and looking at your CIP.
And we can't just charge more a line item on the trash service, because that would make it a transaction with the residents and they'd want an 8.25% sales tax.
That's taxable, yeah, exactly.
But you can put it in your sewer rate.
Yeah, most districts put it in their sewer rate.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's the way they save 8.25%.
Yeah.
And then the only other item that I have for you, it's that time of year where we provide you a copy of your draft water quality report. This is your consumer confidence report. This is a requirement of the TCEQ. The draft is in your packet. It is on page 35. And all the items are in compliance. So if you approve the draft, we will get Caleb to put it on the website.
Okay.
And that's all I have, unless y'all have any questions for me. Oh, you're fine.
And then, so next month we'll have the contract?
Yes.
And then are we gonna go over what, the new hours for in here in the office?
Yes, we can, so our contract doesn't cover the hours, it just covers the person. So as far as the board, however long you want her here, she's still dedicated to your project, whether she's in the
Yeah,
office
right.
or working remotely. So,
Okay, and can we go over the hours that you have?
So the proposed hours is Monday and Tuesday, 12 to 4, Wednesday, 7 to 10:45 with a lunch, and then till 4. And this will be, like, she'll be here all day basically, but have a lunch hour. And this will be especially on meeting days, and then any disconnect days, she'll be here. And then Thursday from 7 to 12, and then Friday remote.
Okay.
Do we need a new sign on the door?
If y'all agree to that, yes, we will
Yes.
put a new sign up.
Any discussion? No? All in favor? Let's just, yeah, I guess. More Christmas.
Yes, what are we voting?
Yeah. Chris, we're gonna vote on the new hours for Reese, 12 to 4, 12 to 4, and then 4 on Wednesdays, 7 to 12 on Thursdays, and then Fridays remote.
Okay.
All in favor? Okay,
We didn't have a second for that, so
I'll second that, that's fine.
you got that, Cole?
Yeah.
Don't want to send it to you.
Okay, and then, let's see, attorney report.
I kind of touched on it. I'm going to bring a rate order for you all to look at the next meeting.
Good.
Okay, executive session. Do you have anything to go into executive session about?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You called it.
Convene an executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, to discuss matters only relating to pending or complicated litigation, personal matters, real estate transactions, or security if necessary. The time is now 7:24, and we will be going into executive session.
Hey Lisa, I'm gonna end the teams once they're back on the executive session. Lisa, can you hear me? Sorry.
Thank you.
I'm gonna say goodbye.
It is now 7:32, and we did not, I put my stuff away. We did not make any decisions, or we're not voting on anything. I believe that is.
Well, I have access to your emails, but not how far.
You didn't have yours on you the whole time, did you? What?
This is the red one is mine.